So this is now the Lingdu Dashcam LD08. Really quick before we go anywhere else, this is what you'd expect on it. 4K plus 1K plus 1K. Yes, there are 3 cameras inside this package. There's the front camera, that's 4K, the camera that films inside the cabin, and the third camera is the rear camera, which is another 1K camera, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection, GPS tracking, and 128 gigabytes of internal memory. That's eMMC. This is usually an indicator of internal memory, so it doesn't have a micro SD card that you can pull out, but the memories inside the camera, and how you can extract that is either through your phone with the app. Yes, you can download and watch back and all that, the footage, or you can plug the camera directly to a computer, which I see myself mostly. I'm gonna use directly the phone just in case I need it, or sometimes just not for the heavens forbid part. We can just pull out beautiful footage while driving to some nice areas, because this is a full 4K camera. So the footage out of it comes absolutely amazing. So let's take a look inside. And this is inside the box. This is the camera. And these are the accessories, including the rear camera. Let me pull the camera out really quick. Really nice branded packaging. I like that. And the camera is a triple camera, in case I forgot to mention that part. Meaning you can film, of course, the front-facing camera right here, but you have another camera that faces towards inside the car that you see right here. So it films inside the car, films outside the car, and the other camera here films to the rear. And as you see, this one can be taken off via this USB-C. If you don't want to film inside the car, you can take it off or leave it on as you wish. I would highly suggest just leave it on. You never know when you need. And yes, it is removable. Right here on top, this part here pulls off. This is where the adhesive goes to the windshield. This part comes off like that. So you can remove the camera while leaving this one on. And when you want to put the camera back on, you just slide it back in and it slips right in place. Now let's check what else is in the box. Really nice packaging, by the way. I appreciate that. Let me pull everything just so we have them here. So what we have so far besides the camera, we have the anti-static pads, which can go on the front shield and the back window. Meaning you take this part here, this piece, you stick it to the glass, to your windshield, front or back, and then you stick the camera adhesive, this film here, directly here. So in case you want to remove it, there is no residue left to your car window. Really well thought. So you just peel this whole thing out, and there is no signs of adhesive at all. And yes, there's 2 small ones for the back camera, and there's 2 big ones for the front camera. Really well thought. Here we have the back camera, or the rear camera. Let me just open it up. The rear camera is up to 1080p, the resolution. It has a 4-pin standard connector. I appreciate that. That is good. And here's the camera itself. Let me just peel the cover from it. That looks really nice. And the same story with the back camera. It goes on the protective film for your car. And basically you can rotate it to the desired angle that you wish, depending on your car's back window. And we'll see that when I install it. Here's your USB-A to USB Type-C connector. And here's the pad. In case I didn't say, that's an extra pad for your rear camera, just in case you have an extra one right here. Let me put it in the side, and the front as well comes with an extra sticky pad, the dual-sided stick, so you can redo that too. This is the quite high quality USB-C to USB-A power cable. This is the power insert that goes to your cigarette lighter. Just in case you don't have direct power in your car, you can connect it this way. And besides that, we have the angled camera. So let me pull it out really quick. Angled camera connector. This is a USB-C to USB-A again, that you can use to power it if you are close enough. So that is really beautiful. And besides that, we have the pry tool, the plastic pry tool, to put the wire on the liners of the car. We'll see that in a minute. And here we have another connector now for the interior camera or the side camera that you saw right there. It's this one right here that you can extend and reconnect however you wish. And here you have a user's manual for the LD08. This is their newest version of this camera. Absolutely clear and easy to understand. And it's easy to install, of course. This is the QR code for the app. It's called Lingdu app. And it's just that easy to install. We're going to take a look at that in a minute when we install it in the car and how to connect it, how to prepare it. Really beautiful, really well thought, and nicely engineered on this really high quality camera. And yeah, so let's get to the car and see what we can do. Okay, so we're inside the car right now, and I'm going to install it really quick, but I'm just gonna tell you how I'm gonna put it so I don't need to bore you with all the details, how it's gonna go. Yes, it's nighttime and that's a windshield cover, but what I'm gonna do, the camera, of course, will be mounted right there, and the wiring will go right here under these liners all around, and we'll go towards the back for the rear camera, and the front camera will be just plugged in right here. I have a USB under here too, but for this demonstration I'm just gonna plug it here so it's easier for me to go ahead. So I'm just gonna go do just that, and I'll show you how the camera looks once I just put it on. Just don't forget these sticky things that we have to stick on the windshield first. Just peel off, put on the windshield, and we are ready to stick the camera on it. So I'm gonna probably put it right here somewhere because I have a sensor that goes in here too. The wires are right here, and we are in a really good shape, so probably right there would be a perfect spot. Let me just stick that there and then put the camera in. So it's probably hard to see where the adhesive is. It's right here. That's where the camera will be adhered to or stuck into really quick, and that's self-explanatory. Just pull this peel off. I'm trying to do it with one hand and put the camera on there. As easy as this. Boom, perfect. As you see, it looks really nice. I'm gonna put the cables on it and we are good to go. As you see, it's this thing that you can pull off just like I did here. You can put this first if you want to. I just prefer to just go right away with it, and let me just pop this back in and get our camera going. And before I forget, this is our interior camera that you can plug right here on its USB, just like that. You are good to go, and as you see, it's facing inside the car. It has a wide angle, so don't worry about that part. Let me just plug these cables really quick now. And if you decide to opt in with the rear camera, as you see, I had a different connector from before, so disregard this part. The Lingdu has the 4-pin connector that I showed you before, and it basically just goes on the extension that we have here to be connected directly to the main camera if you wish to put a rear camera. And yes, for this test I will be installing a rear camera so we can see the footage from it too. And what I just did here, I just plugged in, the extension that I showed you. The female USB-C connector goes directly to the power, and from here you end up with this 4-pin connector for the rear camera, and the other USB that has that angle goes directly to the front camera, so it powers both of these and gets the signal from the rear camera. Then of course you can hide these wires under the liner if you wish. So for this video I'm just gonna plug the camera and we will go with that. Okay, so after you put it under the panel like I did here, you connect the 4-pin and it's all going to the camera. I'm gonna hide these under the top panel here so these are not visible, and we will start driving, and that will be really nice. And yes, as I said, the back camera, you may not see it right now, but it's basically installed on the rear window, and we'll go take a quick drive. And this is just some daytime driving. The camera looks absolutely fabulous under all conditions that I tested. Actually, I went driving, as you see, it's daytime, it's a little bit cloudy, and later on I went through some actually more dark skies that was preparing to get rain. And the camera did absolutely amazing. As you see, the angle is really wide and the colors are really accurate. And here's an option you don't see in other cameras. ADAS, or assisted driving, or driver assistant. It has lane departure warning, pedestrian collision warning, front vehicle startup warning, and forward collision warning. That is absolutely beautiful to have, because I have not seen it in other cameras that I have actually reviewed.
Note that the lane has deviated. Note that the lane has deviated.
The lane has deviated.
When you enable driver assistant or driving assistant, it will not work if the 3 cameras are on recording simultaneously, which makes sense, or when the 5K resolution is selected. So just keep that in mind. Besides that, all you have to do to get the ADAS or assisted driving on, you just have to calibrate it. And to do that, you have to drive on a clear road just for a few minutes, maintaining a speed at above 35 miles per hour. Ensure the GPS position is on, and that the device will play an audio message saying ADAS calibration is successful. And then once that is complete, you will have all these features active, and the camera will actually tell you what's happening via voice. And I, in my opinion, did not expect these features to be on a dash camera, but they are. And actually, they work really, really good on this camera. Absolutely love it. I think that is really beautiful, because it makes any car now sound like it's a smart, newer car. And for that, of course, you have to install the camera on the middle of the windshield, which is normal for all cameras to be on the middle of the windshield either way. But you put it there, you calibrate it, and the camera itself will start recognizing patterns in the asphalt. So now it can actually detect where the lines are and let you know if you're switching lanes and all that good stuff. In my opinion, it's absolutely beautiful. So now let's go to some kind of more rainy condition, or preparing to rain. And as you see, it looks really beautiful and truly amazing, actually, the quality of this camera. And now really quick, let's go to some nighttime driving. And as you see, it is really nice and crisp, clear, even at nighttime driving. And let's see now really quick. This is the rear camera, or the back camera. As we said, it's 1080p. It is really beautiful, because you can now see what's happening on the back of your car. And it has a wide angle enough that you can see on both sides of your car. Absolutely beautiful. And keep in mind, this back camera right now is recording under a heavy tinted window, and it still manages to do good. And as per the interior camera, due to privacy reasons, I'm not gonna show you footage, but expect similar to the back camera, just a little bit clearer colors. Yes, it actually has good colors. And the interior camera, or inside camera, can be rotated just a little bit, like a tiny knob, sideways with a few degrees, so you can align it where you need it. So this is the Lingdu camera, and I am absolutely thankful they sent this my way, because it is a really beautiful camera and well built, and the quality of the footage and the features that it has are absolutely amazing.